Hey guys, quick one. I am going to be racking off the winter warmer. Take it off the fruit now. It's been on there a while. It's showing less activity than what it was. Not sure why. Had the windows open, so it might have just cooled down a bit. But I should probably take a hydrometer reading first. Yeah, I'm going to do that. That's the way we roll. Hydrometer reading first. Pop that in there. It's just got a bit of sanitizing liquid at the bottom. And I've got to get past all this fruitiness. Straight away picking up the fruit. Nice colour. This is a mix of summer berries. Some pepper, a mixed pepper grinder, and it's got a Birdseye chilli in there somewhere. So hopefully it's going to be a bit spicy. It should be ready for Christmas next year. Dog, move. I don't even think we've got enough in there. It's not even floating. It's given up. Unless it's gone dry, which is obviously a possibility. Crikey, I had to fill that right up. Put that back in there for now. Where are we at? Oh, it's very dry. It's below the 1 mark, sitting at approximately, oh, I can't even see through the damn thing there. Or 9.94. 9.94. Now, I haven't got my flipping little book of jottings here, so I'm going to have to make a note of that on this pad here. 0.94, which is pretty damn dry. We have a little taste of that. See whether the chilies come through or not, because I hope it has. Smells a bit random. Now that doesn't taste very nice. So I'm not actually sure whether that's gone bad. Or could it just be the power of the fruits? Because they are quite tangy fruits. Well, we're going to rack it off anyway, because that's what we need to do. That can go in there. I'm not going to drink that. What I'm going to do is it's going to end up in this pitcher. We need to get all that off of those fruits that are in there. So I'm going to need to make some room with this, and I'm going to speed this racking up because it's a pain in the backside. It takes forever. So that's 3.5 litres of product. We lost quite a bit because of all the fruit that was in there. Can't really think of an easier way to do that with that amount of fruit. I think you're going to lose out anyway unless you put your fruit in a bag, which is what I used to do when using fruits, and for some reason I didn't this time. I used to start it off in one of my big bins, one of these big brewing buckets here, which is what I do the beer in. So probably next time using fruit, use that. Add extra water because you always lose some. So we've got 3.5 litres. I'm going to rack that into a fresh demijohn. But before I do that, I'm going to add some honey because it's gone dry, but I don't want it dry. I want it to be nice and sweet. I'm also going to add another chilli because the one that I did add didn't seem to do anything. Got no heat in it, no flavour, no nothing. All you can taste is the tanginess of the fruits. Well, I think it's the tanginess of the fruit. It's very tart. Very, yeah, tart is a word that I'd use. Pardon me. So we're going to bang in this honey. I'm going to speed it up because it takes forever and it's boring, although it looks cool. Today we're looking in on the winter warmer. So it's a summer berry mead with some Birdseye chilies in there. The first chili I put in, it didn't really do anything. Didn't add any flavour, didn't add any heat or anything like that. So once I've racked it off the fruit, I added 2 chilies. And it's been sat on there for about, I don't even know. When was that? Since the 13th of December, and it's now the 1st of January. So, let's get it racked off. I'm going to speed this bit up because it's really cumbersome and boring, so back in a sec. Okay, that's that racked into there. We've got a little bit of the bits from the bottom. My auto siphon seems to just act up every now and again and starts bringing air through. I don't know why. So we're going to do a hydrometer test to see what it is doing, and then we're going to take a taste and see if those chilies have come through. It's got a lovely colour. It was really tart last time, so I added a wad of honey to it to sweeten it up, as well as adding the chilies. Now it did show activity, so it could have restarted the fermentation and started going at the honey again, which I don't mind if it did. We'll see. If it has, then happy days, we'll have a bit more alcohol and we can add more honey to sweeten it if it feels as necessary. Right. Can't even get a hold of the thing because I haven't put enough in. So we're at about 12. .012, which isn't very sweet in my opinion. Normally I go for a sweetness when the gravity is roughly, say, 30. 28, 30, roughly around there, what I aim for. Right, let's have a taste. See where we're at. See if the burning fire has come through. Which will decipher what we do next. Now I think I can smell it in there. It does smell very tart again though. It went back up to 1.022, so it has started fermenting again. We need to write down what that's gone to actually. That would be a very good idea. And I think I said 12. So it's at 1.012 on the first. Right, let's give it a go. Has the flavour, but it doesn't have the spice I wanted. I mean, it's not bad. I wonder if you drink more of it. You get it, but even a bigger mouthful a second ago didn't really do it. Definitely a chili flavour in there, but maybe not enough heat. Maybe 2 small chilies wasn't enough. So I'm going to sanitize it. I'm going to sanitize some chilies, and I'm going to put some more chilies in. I'm going to rack it back off into there, which I won't video because it's boring. I'm going to add the chilies, and I'm going to leave it longer. Possibly put more honey in, I think, because I want the sweetness and the heat. I want the fruity sweetness, obviously with the fruit and the honey, but then that hammering of the chilies. Now, I've eaten a Birdseye chili before, and I know they're spicy, so I'm a bit took back by how it's not all that spicy. Not even on the second bigger mouthful, but the flavour of the chili's there. But there's no burn. It's very smooth. It's actually taken a bit of the tartness out as well. So yeah, I'm gonna add more honey, and I'll speed that up because it's boring. So that is the honey mixed back in. We're going to take a hydrometer reading again, see what the gravity has changed by, which will let us know A, how sweet it's going to be if it stops fermenting now, and then we'll know if any more honey gets fermented during the next, I don't know, probably leave it, if that was in there since the 13th, today would make it 19 days, is that? No? I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. Too much stuff over here now with honeys and stuff. Now that is shot up nicely. See, that's just between 32 and 34. So I'm going to say now 34. 1, 0, 3, 4. And I added probably about a quarter of the middle of this container, and it does smooth out. So I'd say I added about 200 grams. So plus 200 G honey, and that'll let me know what date I did it on, and so on, and however long, yada yada yada, blah 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 blah. Let's give it a taste, see where it's at. With the sweetness, that can go back in there because this has all been sterilised. Like so. much better. Flavour of the chilli still there, but there's a sweetness instead of the tartness from the berries, which I was trying to get rid of. That is a lot better. But still no fire. I'm not going to warm you up if it's got no heat in it. So I brewed a beer, and in the beer I put some of these in. Just in one beer that I sampled for. I just thought I'll brew a beer and then I'll put one Birdseye chili in the beer. Now the beer that me and my mate drank, it was unbearable. It was so spicy, it was unbelievable. So I'm going to use these dry Birdseye chilies as opposed to the fresh ones. Could it make a difference? I don't know. But that was a 500ml bottle, and one of these made it extremely spicy. So I'm going to put 2 of these into this just below 4 litres. And yeah, we'll see what happens. And I'm even going to break them up slightly, just so that they can get in. Actually no, I want to put that in there, don't I? And I forgot to sanitize them. Sorry, it'll be all right. The level of alcohol there now, it's not going to hurt it. Or do I do, should I do a bit more? No, because too much is too much and you can't take it away. Come on guys, you should know that by now. Right, so we've mixed the honey in again, because this fermented the honey again, which again adds to the ABV, which is good. I like that. It only used 10 points from last time, but that'll give you a little bit of a boosteroonie. So I've got my clean damage on, which is what the thing's going to go into, and I need to go quickly rinse that off from when I took it out. Actually no, I shouldn't need to. Should be fine. Yeah, it'll be fine. I'm just going to use it. It's only been in the same mead. It won't hurt it. Just trying not to drip all the gunk all over the place. That needs to go in there. And we can actually take this cap off, so we don't need it on. And my hands are clean, by the way. Although I did touch that chili jar, which hasn't been sanitised. Sanitise everything. Learn the lesson. That is what you need to do. So the 2 Birdseye chilies, dried Birdseye chilies, are now in there. And depending on the result I get from that, depends whether I use dried Birdseye chilies next time. So I'm going to speed this up because it's boring. And then airlock back on it. The honey's in. That's the second lot of honey I put in, because the first one started to ferment and it had lost a little bit of its sweetness. But this did go all the way dry. When I did the first check, I'm not sure what they call it, like second sugar stop or something, I've read that it's called, but I don't call it that because that's just confusing. So 13th of December, it was started on the 29th of November, 13th of December, I checked it and it was at 0.994, which is really, really dry. So I added honey, I added about 360 grams of honey, blossom honey that was, and it went up to 1.022. So then it's gone from 1.022 down to 1.012, so 10 points have been fermented, which isn't bad. It adds to the ABV, it's good. You want something with a bit of a kick in the winter, so happy days. Birdseye chilies are in there, using dry chilies this time. Hopefully, from experience with the beer, it will make it a bit more potent, and it should be a nice level of heat. But we'll try that, we'll test that. I think about 2 weeks, I'm gonna leave that in there. Hopefully the chili will settle down. Release some chili oils in there. And yeah, that's that for today. Take it easy.